Hello, I'm Mark McKinney. Happy Pi Day. Yes, it's 3/14/2013, and I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk with you about some of the free agent moves that have been happening. Some have been prominent. That kind of stood out. Of course, free agency started on Tuesday, and today is the third day. It was a big, big splash that happened during free agency, and I want to just kind of discuss a little about the free agents that just came out. All right, first I wanted to start off with the Mike Wallace to Miami. Mike Wallace, he's a pretty good wide receiver. Don't get me wrong, but to me, Miami, I believe, overpaid for him because to me he's an upgrade over the wide receivers they have, like Brian Hartline, Von Best. But still, he's just not that number one wide receiver. And he's supposed to help out Ryan Tannehill. Like Ryan Tannehill, before the draft, I didn't think was going to be great. He's not really great. He's good, but he's better than I expected, which wasn't a lot. But still, Mike Wallace is not going to help transcend Ryan Tannehill to at least a decent quarterback. Get what I'm saying? I'll give it a B minus, B plus. If I was a professor, I'll probably give it like an 84, 83. So it's probably about nearly a B. That's all a B. To me, he stretches the field. It helps a lot, but his hands are questionable. Like 2010, 2011, he got 1,000 yards back to back, but it was just like low receptions. I think his receptions were in the 70s, I believe. I don't really have the true number. So Pittsburgh fans, you can call me on that. Leave a comment to see what you really feel. But to me, I'll say B minus to B plus. Next, I wanted to talk about the Wes Welker to Denver. Wes Welker, Denver, is pretty good. Like I think Denver's lineup is going to be really scary. Like I mean, Demarius Thomas, Eric Decker, and you have Wes Welker in the middle in the slot. Oh my God, Peyton Manning's going to have a field day. He could have that 49 touchdown season he had back in 2004. I mean, this lineup, this receiving court is scary. But like I said, I give that an A because the Denver just yanked them away from New England. Like I saw on Pro Football Talk that you know that the offer from the Patriots was just laughably low, and I saw that, and I said, "Oh no!" So he could go somewhere else. And I saw on Twitter that he's going to Denver, and I said, "Damn, man!" So I never really thought he'll leave New England, but the stranger things happen in the NFL. But I think it's a good move. It's just time will tell. So I think he's going to have rapport with Peyton Manning. It's a lot like he had a rapport with Tom Brady. But like I said, time will tell. Kind of, I'm sure Peyton probably have him already on the field right now, getting that rapport on right now. He probably told Wes Welker, hey, Wes, come to Denver, and let's start doing our routes right now. But the Denver, I'll give it an A. All right, another wide receiver move was Percy Harvin going to Seattle, and I like this move too. In Seattle's part, Minnesota, I don't know what they were thinking about. I know he's disgruntled and he wanted out, but still, he's pretty much number one wide receiver, pretty much the best wide receiver on the team. Why this is good for Seattle? Seattle can do so much with him. Like Seattle can not only use a deep threat wide receiver, he can be used as a running back. Especially Seattle runs that pistol, and he can run out the pistol, and say he's pretty effective as a running back too. And then in addition to that, you could do kick and punt returns too, especially when Leon Washington's now with New England now, and Percy Harvin. Man, Percy Harvin's one of the baddest kick returners, punt returners in general out there. And Seattle just acquired him, and just is infinite amount of things you can do. Percy Harvin to Seattle, I give it an A. I'll give it an A to pull the trigger. What they gave up for him and what they're paying him, I don't agree because it's a great move, but he does have a history of injuries, especially migraines. Migraines, he nearly has them every year. So it's a red flag on what they're paying him and what they gave up. But if he's healthy, man, Seattle will definitely have bang for the buck, pretty much. Now switching gears to Baltimore. Baltimore, of course, world champs, but it seems like they're losing players. It doesn't seem actually they are losing players. They're losing buttloads of players. Like I can just go down the list, like Ray Lewis, Dannell Ellerbe, Bernard Pollard, potentially Ed Reed, Kerry Williams. I mean, golly, who's going to be on their team, especially on their defense? On offense, they lost Matt Burke. They traded away Anquan Bolden to San Francisco. Like, oh my God, the only hat that they did was pretty much the gave Joe Flacco that contract, that big back contract, and then he signed Chris Canty. So far, that's all I've seen. But what is Baltimore going to do? Like Austin Newsom, he's a good GM. No, he's a great GM. What are they going to do? I guess they'll redo the draft, but their defense, their defense wasn't really that great in the season. Now it's that they got rid of or player retirement. They got rid of players or players retired or traded away. It's just how are they going to defend their championship? Who knows? All right, going to Philadelphia. Of course, they just signed Kerry Williams. They released Nnamdi Asomugha. Nnamdi Asomugha, I saw games. He just looked just terrible, just god awful. And me say because Philadelphia played zone and you used to man. I don't know about all that, but man, Nnamdi, and there's cases in Oakland. I don't know, that you kind of felt a little overrated in Oakland. I know nobody threw to his side, but still, I don't know. But anyway, they got rid of him. Like I said, they signed Kerry Williams. They signed Kenny Phillips. I'm sorry. They signed Chung from New England, who of course played with Chip Kelly at Oregon. So I guess he's collecting all his Oregon guys to help him out. And the Philadelphia, they've made some marginal moves. I don't think they're going to improve just a little bit, but not much. They still have trouble on their offensive line, which they're probably most likely going to address in the draft. They're hanging their hats on Michael Vick and Dennis Dixon. Michael Vick, who didn't really play that great last year, and Dennis Dixon, think it's only started about 2 games in the 5 years he's been in the NFL, and they're hanging their hats on them. I don't know if Nick Foles is going to still be there. I don't. Like I said, I don't know what their plans are. It's just a wait and see approach. What Chip Kelly's going to do. All right, Buffalo Bills. They release Ryan Fitzpatrick. They're going to hang their hats on, Geno Smith potentially, or Matt Barkley, or Mike Glennon, whoever they plan to get in the draft. This draft is not a strong quarterback draft class, evidently, but it's a wait and see approach. What the Bills plan to do, and who knows? And then finally, I want to touch on the Arizona Cardinals situation. Well, said the phone's ringing. I'm sorry. Said the Arizona Cardinals situation, especially their quarterback situation, it looks like a straight up mess, and it's been that way for a couple years now. But it's just truly just like somebody just threw up on it, and you know, their new head coach Bruce Arians, he's a quarterback guru. Look what he did with Ben Roethlisberger. Look what he did with Andrew Luck last year. This guy knows quarterbacks, but he signed Drew Stanton, who was with him last year in Indianapolis. He was back up to Andrew Luck. And then he has Brian Hoyer as well, who's the old New England backup quarterback. And he did okay the last game of the year. It was kind of a superior quarterback situation over, guys like Ryan Lindley and what's his name? I can't think of it. Yeah, it's going to draw me a blank. It's going to draw a blank. I'm using poor English. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Man. Well, of course, they have Kevin Kolb. Ah, man. So it's going to come back to me. So I just don't know when. But either way, their quarterback situation is just trash. And they potentially might draft a quarterback. Who knows? But that's what I feel about their quarterback situation right now. That Drew Stanton is saying that he wants to compete for the starting quarterback. To me, I don't know. Drew Stanton's pretty much an upgrade of what they got, but he's not a guy that's kind of starting material. He hasn't started that many games. I saw him at Michigan State, and I thought he was pretty solid. And I thought he was going to be a solid NFL quarterback, but he's been pretty much backing up people so far. He backed up Matt Stafford in Detroit. He's going back up Mark Sanchez, but they brought in Tim Tebow. He said, "Oh no, I want to get traded." So they traded him to Indianapolis. He backed up Andrew Luck. Now it's in Arizona. He said they could draft somebody. And he says he wants to start, but if they draft, if they bring in quarterback, he might play backup duties again. It's a curse if you're a forever backup quarterback. And the guy I was thinking about, it just came to me right now, is John Skelton. That guy is horrible. But anyway, I'll have more material for you next week. I know I've been lagging a little bit. Just be kind to me. If you want to subscribe, I'll bring you more flavor. I'm sorry. Ugh. But just subscribe below So I'm Mark McKinday,